And welcome in everyone for the nightcap here from the Flagler Invitational Basketball Tournament, presented by Big Time Small Town Media on ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv. I'm Kerry Sherman from Big Time Small Town Media. You are here for the boys championship contest. It'll be the visitors on the scoreboard, Cheyenne Wells. They are the Tigers. They are coached by Matt Roberts. They will be facing off against the Vanguard Charter Coursers and their head coach, Joe Wetters.
Cheyenne Wells will be the visitors on the scoreboard. They're coached by Matt Roberts and Miles Smith.
We'll get the starting lineups for the Tigers. They'll go
Trey Brown, number 3, 5'10" junior.
Number 3, Trey Brown. Brown is a 5'10" junior. I think they missed a number 2. Number 2 is Landon Essery. He is a 5'7" senior. Yeah, they mismarked on their score sheet. Number 5, Colton Osborne, a 5'10" senior. Number 20, Matt Sanders, 5'10" junior. Number 50, Ty Sexton, a 6'2" senior. Now we'll flip over to the Vanguard lineup. Again, the head coach, Joe Wetters. We'll start number 14, Trenton Tillis. Tillis is a 6' senior. Number 15, Tim Force, a 6'3" senior. Number 20, Joe Donaldson, 5'11" senior. Number 22, Robert Stevens, he is a 6'1" senior. And number 31, David Flack, a 6'4" senior. Had an opportunity to catch up with both head coaches earlier in the day. Talked with Coach Roberts. You know, if you were with us last night, you saw Trey Brown take a nasty spill, going up on a layup in the second quarter, late in the second quarter. Both he and assistant coach Miles Smith said that Brown never lost consciousness, eyes never dilated. He was good to go. They didn't need him after that point, so they kept him out of the game. He's good to go tonight. He's in the starting lineup. We'll touch on what we got from Coach Wetters here when we get a chance. It's Cheyenne Wells with the ball. That's Brown on the wing. Goes to Sanders on the curl, and he'll knock it home. Quick 2-0 lead. That's Joe Donaldson flipping it over to Stevens. Stevens all the way to the rim, misses it. Sexton with the board, gives it off to Brown. Sanders. Now Brown. Sexton looking at it. Trying to run a couple of posts in there. Essery will pop out. They'll give him the ball here on the near wing. He's checked by Donaldson. Donaldson had the huge game yesterday for the Coursers, and he'll get a 5-second closely guarded call against Essery. Talked with Coach Wetters about Donaldson. Said this young man who has taken a huge step from his junior year to his senior year, that things have clicked. This floater no good, rebounded on the far side by Tulos. Out to Stevens. They'll give it off to Tulos. Now Donaldson. Brown checks him. Blocks the shot from 16, and it's into the hands of Essery looking to run. He'll pull up, kick it across. Sanders, 3 on the way, off. And Flack comes down with it for the Coursers. It's Stevens quickly down the other way. And offensive foul as Sanders, young man who showed off his offensive ability last night, stood there, took the charge. Just tapping. Sanders to the basket and lays it over for Osborne. He'll score it. It's a 4-0 start for the Tigers. Stevens Out to Donaldson. Do we have picture? Are we good? Okay. And that was Donaldson who scored it on that one. Make it a 4-2 game. Osborne gives it off to Sanders. Being checked by Tulos. Steps through and scores it on the slash to the basket. Donaldson on the drive, kick out, Tulos, couldn't handle it, tracks it down, it's off to Stevens. Now Donaldson, three on its way, way off the mark. Force tracks it down, drops the shoulder, and they're going to call the block this time on Osborne. That'll be his first. Flack checks out. Thomas Hetherington, number 34, comes in on the Vanguard lineup. Stevens finds Donaldson. Three, no. And Essery tips it out of bounds. Number 11, Caleb Simons in for Vanguard. He'll replace Tulos. Force wide open on the inbounds play. He ties it. Oh, that just makes it a 6-4 game. I lost track for a moment. Brown, one defeated inside, gets it into Sexton. He scores it over the top of Hetherington. Hetherington bringing it up. It's a 3-on-2. Dish off to Force, and Sanders standing his ground. Draws the offensive foul on Hetherington after the pass. His first. Be the second team foul. Brown comes near side for Essery. Flips it up to Osborne. Against the man defense. Sanders tries to slash, loses it. Stolen by Stevens. He'll penetrate, kick back to Force. Force, 15-footer, no. Stevens inside with the offensive board. Kick it out for Hetherington. Drops it off to Force. Force scores it. He's man. Coach Wetters told me is one of the keys tonight. He needed him to be big inside. 4 quick points here in the first quarter. Now Simons pulls up from 17. It's off. Stevens offensive board. Step through, blocked out of bounds by Sexton. Force will fire the three and drain it. So the strong man in the paint stepping out, showing multiple skill set. And Tigers go into the flex offense. Sexton pops out, take it. They'll be looking Essery out to Sanders on the baseline drive. And it'll be touched on its way out of bounds by the Coursers. Just under 3 minutes to play in this frame. And the Coursers have stepped into the lead on that three-pointer by Force. Sanders can't give it the lead back to the Tigers. Now Stevens trying to build the lead. Backdoor cut for Simons. Now to Force. Into the paint and fouled at the rim by Sexton. Be his first. Be the second team foul against Cheyenne Wells. First one too strong. Tulos will come back in for Vanguard, replacing Donaldson. Second one for Force is short. We saw a lot of his free throws come up short last night. Tulis with the offensive rebound. Kick out Stevens. Starts to drive baseline. Reverse layup is good. Spun that one home. Essery in the corner. Now to Brown. He'll drive. Pull up from 12. No good. Force with the defensive board. Kick out to Simons. Simons will drive. Loses it, but it goes to Hetherington. Sexton swats it. Stevens drop down for Tulos, and he'll score it. We've got a timeout, 30-second variety for Coach Roberts and Cheyenne Wells. Exhausted. Oh. No. See what Cheyenne Wells comes up with out of the timeout as they've fallen down by 5. Led 4-0. 2:02 to play in this quarter. Brown looks like maybe setting up some 1-3-1 zone. Bob over the top. Essery, 15-footer, no. Preston White, who checked in, got the rebound, kicks it out to Essery, and he'll peel it back. Skips it over to the far corner. Brown, 3. That's strong. White with another offensive board. He'll put it up off of one bounce and score it. Simons had a steam down the near side. And trying to jump stop, lost his footing. And the turnover gives it back to the Tigers. And number 30, Akers in there for the first time. That's Trenton Akers. Brown, he'll give it off to Sanders as the Coursers have gone back to their man. Minute 10 to play in the quarter. 3-point game. Brown starts the drive down the lane, kick out to White. 15-footer from the elbow is good. He's got 4 quick ones off the bench. We go under a minute to play in the quarter. Cut it down to 1, 13-12. Stevens off the screen from Flack, goes into the corner. That's Tulos. At top is Donaldson. We saw him knock those down last night. So he'll put it on the floor, kick it up to Tulos. And to Stevens, check of the clock, sees it's under 40. No need to hurry. Donaldson drive, baseline, floater, no. White with the rebound. And Brown. Essery, under 30 seconds to go. Tigers can take the lead back. Bucket here, that's Akers. Not going to fall for him. Stevens gets it, and the Coursers have an opportunity to play for the final shot clock at 15 and counting. And Black standing in the paint, and he stood the whole possession inside the middle of the lane. Turnover with 4.7 seconds. Sexton back in, and I think it was Essery who checked out. Similar situation last night. Saw Sanders cash the three-point basket. He'll get a good look from 25 off glass, not this time. And we'll head to the second quarter with Vanguard leading Cheyenne Wells 13-12.
This broadcast of high school sports is being brought to you courtesy of the Allen Bear Agency of Akron. In times of such economic uncertainty, let Allen Bear and his staff serve as stability when it comes to your insurance needs. With years of experience serving their community with products in auto, home, and life insurance, the Allen Bear Agency is also available for farm, crop, business, and health insurance as well. Give Allen and his team a call today at 970-345-2310 or stop into 142 Adams in Akron to see how the Allen Bear Agency can serve you.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source.
A travel violation against Vanguard as we came out of the timeout between quarters. Brown with it on the near wing, finds White inside. The turnaround no good. It'll be poked out of bounds by Ty Sexton. Quick check of the 5 on the floor. First for Vanguard, it's 22 Stevens, 34 Hetherington, 20 Donaldson, 15 Force, 14 Tulos. That's Stevens. Has it knocked loose by Brown. Drives baseline. Got Brown in the air. Score it. His second basket. Extends it back to a 3-point advantage. The 5 on the floor for the Tigers. 3 Brown. 30 Akers. 50 Sexton. 44 White. And 20 Sanders. Force with the steal. Goes right at the rim. Nothing. No good. And Brown quickly back for the Tigers. And they'll call it backcourt. Say Force did not touch it. Donaldson into the paint, floater, good. No, see if they'll wipe it off. They will wipe it off, say that White draws the charge. Donaldson picks up the foul, his first. Take the points off the board, keep it at a 15-12 score. Brown goes far side for Sanders. Looking inside, peel it back with a bounce. Finally feeds it into the post for Sexton. Through the cutter, Brown into the hands of Akers. He finds Brown. He can't knock it down. Force with the board. Lets traffic clear. Hands it off to Stevens. Off the screen from Force, off to Tulos. He'll give it back to Stevens. Starts the drive. Wraps it over to Tulos. Pulls up from 14 and knocks it home. Lead back up to 5 for the Coursers. 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Akers up top. He'll kick it over to White on the wing. Now to Sanders. Starts a drive. Gets up, nothing there. White, offensive rebound. It won't go. And Hetherington comes out with it. Gives it off to Donaldson. He'll put the 3 in the air. No. Tapped alive by Force, but Sexton tracks it down in the far corner. Brown will bring it up. Gets a screen from White. Play screen and roll. Couldn't get it to him. A shot on his own, and Force rips down yet another rebound for Vanguard. Tulos, he'll fire 3 from the corner. It's strong. Rebound by Force. Nice up and under move. Scores the basket. He has 9 of the 19 on the board for Vanguard. And a steal for Donaldson. Brown flying down the floor. And Donaldson went a reverse, missed it, was looking for the contact. Sexton, ball on the deck, tied up, and tempers getting a little heated. Officials allowing the players to bang a little bit. Only 5 fouls whistled in this half. Essery and Osborne back in for Cheyenne Wells. Essery off the inbounds, off the glass, no. Force with another board. Kick it out quickly to Donaldson. Here. Little drive, off glass. Nothing. And Flack follow, no. Heads to the free throw line. That is on White. First one on Preston White. And the first free throw by Flack, no good. Force gets a well-earned breather. I believe that was Hetherington, came back in for him. Second one is good. Makes it an 8-point lead. Akers looking inside for White. Draws the double, jumps it across. Colton Osborne scores his second basket. Stevens off the high screen, kicks it over to Simons, gives the screen for him. Simons 3, no. White with the rebound. He'll kick it over to Sanders as the Tigers look to push tempo. Get back a little closer. Sanders has it stripped, but a foul called against one of the Vanguard players. That is Donaldson, his second. And they're going to call it on the drive because Akers. Pass anticipated by Donaldson. He'll go right at the rim. Layup converts this time. He's got 4. Lead is 8. Sanders trying to get an angle to get it in to White. And that pass stolen by Stevens. 2-on-2. Step through and score it. He has 6. We've got a timeout. Let's see, it's a full timeout for the Tigers. We'll go ahead and take a 60-second break as well.
Ice and Oil has been supporting our community for over 65 years and is the leading supplier in propane, Sinclair diesel and gas, Chevron oils, greases, and lubricants, and a variety of tires and Delco batteries. Located on Highway 34 in Otis and Plattner, Ice and Oil is your #1 source for diesel, oil, gas, and propane needs. For all those road trip adventures through Northeast Colorado, they offer 24-hour pay-at-the-pump gas and diesel services. Ice and Oil, American product, American quality, affordable prices.
Citto has been a staple in eastern Colorado since 1971. Since 1977, Citto has been your place to go for trusses, wall panels, and buildings. With state-of-the-art equipment allowing Citto to stay on top of the truss industry, Citto wants you to know that while the economy has affected everybody, it's allowed them to provide some different services while being able to maintain their spot as one of the top truss manufacturers in Colorado. Contact Citto Building Components out of Otis at 800-925-3207. That's Citto, proud to support eastern Colorado.
Out of the timeout, feed inside for Preston White. He turns and scores. Cuts it back to 8. Simons launches a 3, way off the mark, tracked down by Brown. Chance to run. Essery up ahead. Keeps the pivot down. Off the glass. No. Osborne follows. Good and one. Looking for the three-point play will be Colton Osborne. Free throws, good. Stevens gets it over to Force. Drive. And a block on Osborne. That'll be his second.
Use your shoulder. The rules are you can't use your shoulder.
Simons trying to find somebody to get it in. He finally finds Stevens. Now Force. And that's an offensive foul this time on Force. Extended the forearm. That is the first on Force. 16 foul. It's a 5-point game. Wrap inside Sanders. Working on Donaldson. Hangs. Can't knock it down. Force with the board. Kick out Stevens. Fakes the three. Steps into a more manageable shot. Misses it. Tracks down his own miss. Gives it off to Simons. Now to Donaldson. Screen from Force. Fires the three. Off. Force. Offensive rebound. Stolen by Osborne. Gets it off to Brown. He'll let traffic clear. And then wheel to go. Sanders. He's telling White to go post up. And stolen by Force. 1:45 to play in the half. It's a 5-point game in favor of Vanguard. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout by Coach Wetters and the Coursers. Things have gotten a little bit sloppy here. Take a quick little break. Make sure everybody's on the same page. A lot of passion from both coaches in their timeouts. You really hear, even through the headset, here, Coach Roberts just really getting on his guys. Just fire. You'd love to hear that out of a coach. Not right there telling all five of you should be in the paint on defense. So wants his guys to put a lock on the boards. Seeing too many offensive rebounds. Back cut off the glass and out of bounds. That pass by Donaldson. Just too strong. Simons checks out. I believe that Tulos came in. Sanders comes near side. That's Essery. He wants to get it into White, and instead it's a hand check on Tulos. His first. That'll be the 7th team foul. And should put Essery to the free throw line. It will. So the 1-and-1 for Landon Essery. First one is good. He'll earn the second. Second one too strong. Tapped up by Osborne. He'll be whistled for the over-the-back foul. And that will be his third. Tulos gets it into Stevens. Minute 18 to go. And a travel as White able to stop a 3-against-1. Osborne will check out with those 3 fouls and 73 seconds left in the half. Ty Sexton back in. Essery with it on the wing. Into the high post. That's Sexton. Kick it out. Essery fakes the 3. Wrap into the post. White, kick out Brown. He'll fake, drive, spin, float, no. Tulos and Essery tie it up, and the possession arrow goes to the Coursers with 51 seconds to play before intermission. And before we step out at intermission, we've been told we've got a special presentation recognition. We'll talk about 3 from Tulos off the mark. Hetherington, offensive rebound. Stevens will reset it, finds the high post. That's force. Fake, elevates, off the mark. Knocked out by Hetherington with 29 seconds to go. Flagler Superintendent Tom Arnsdorf has told me that they want to do a special recognition of a group of young ladies who are in the gym tonight. Sanders has his shot blocked out of bounds by Donaldson. There are a group of ladies here who have claimed a state championship this weekend, and we will give them some recognition. Sanders brings it out to Essery. Clock under 15. Out to Brown. Brown working on Stevens. Counts on. Comes up to Sanders. Loses it. Kicks it out Brown. Under 3. Donaldson, and that will do it. As the buzzer sounds. And Mr. Arnsdorf grabbing the microphone after the teams vacate the floor.
Pop cheers. Everybody to the west end, please. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to recognize the cheerleaders from Cheyenne Wells.
And we're looking at the cheer squad from Cheyenne Wells.
Competing in the Colorado High School Activity Association Cheer Championship, and they were crowned the 2A state cheer champs.
These young ladies are the 2A state cheerleading champs.
The members of their squad are Kinley Roth,
Kinley Roth,
Morgan Howard,
Malachi Ziegler, Jellica Unruh, Katie Smith, and Leah Osborne. Congratulations to those young ladies on quite an accomplishment. Again, those are your Class 2A state cheer champs. We're going to go ahead and step out now and take a 3-minute break, and we'll be back to recap first half action here from the Flagler Invitational Tournament presented by Big Time Small Town Media on ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv.
Americans love numbers and iPhones. We all know the 7 Dwarves, 4 Seasons, and 12 Days of Christmas. Now, for a limited time, Viero is featuring countless reasons to own an iPhone. With an iPhone, you can take great photos or take a crack at Angry Birds, watch your favorite video, or use it as a watch, find an old school friend on Facebook, or simply browse the web. But what you really ought to find is your nearest Viero store, because for a limited time, you can have an iPhone for only $79.99. Before these great iPhone deals end, get into Viero. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Here's a simple math problem. What's 1 plus 1? 2, you say? Not at Bank of Colorado. Here, 1 plus 1 add up to free. Because our personal free checking and personal free collection give you twice as much free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, no service fees, and more. And when you add on, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you're into free, apply today to open a new account by visiting bankofcolorado.com, where 1 plus 1 equals free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecko, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community.
Ice and Oil has been supporting our community for over 65 years and is the leading supplier in propane, Sinclair diesel and gas, Chevron oils, greases, and lubricants, and a variety of tires and Delco batteries. Located on Highway 34 in Otis and Plattner, Ice and Oil is your #1 source for diesel, oil, gas, and propane needs. For all those road trip adventures through Northeast Colorado, they offer 24-hour pay-at-the-pump gas and diesel services. Ice and Oil, American product, American quality, affordable prices.
Glosson Construction is your one-stop shop with concrete work, drywall, flooring, roofing, and stucco, everything including the final finishing nail handle projects throughout northeastern Colorado. You need to get in touch with Rick at Glosson Construction, located at 801 East 4th Street in Akron. If Rick can't build it, no one can. Call 970-345-2087. From start to finish, trust Glosson Construction as your one-stop shop for construction. Call 970-345-2087.
Akron Auto is proud to be the best pre-owned automobile dealership in northeastern Colorado. Quickly expanding, Akron Auto has 2 locations, the original on Highway 34 in Akron and a second on Highway 34 in Fort Morgan. Akron Auto wishes to thank local patrons for making their business possible and asks visitors to stop in and see what may be on the lot for you. Tax time is the perfect time to use your rebate on a car, truck, or SUV upgrade. Akron Auto, better for your budget.
And welcome back to halftime here in the Flagler Invitational Basketball Tournament. We're at halftime of the boys championship contest between Vanguard Charter and Cheyenne Wells. We'll take a quick look at our first half scoring. We'll start with Vanguard. It was a 13-point performance in the first quarter, followed by 11 in the second. Individual scoring, 4 points for Trenton Tulos, 9 for Tim Force, 4 from Joe Donaldson, 6 out of Robert Stevens, and 1 from David Black. Looking over at Cheyenne Wells, 12 points in the first quarter. That was followed by 8 in the second. Their scoring breakdown goes like this. It's 1 point from Landon Essery, 7 from Colton Osborne, 4 from Matt Sanders, 6 by Preston White, and 2 out of Ty Sexton. Not a lot of fouls called in the first half, but 3 of them were whistled against Colton Osborne. Did get a little bit rough, got a little heated. We'll see if the teams can settle down and get their emotions back under control. Expecting a fantastic finish here. This was the contest we were anticipating, and so far it's lived up to our expectations. Stick with us for the conclusion of this contest. We'll be back in about 3 minutes to get ourselves ready for second half action.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source.
Are you ready to rumble with the Reno Rams?
Citto has been a staple in eastern Colorado since 1971. Since 1977, Citto has been your place to go for trusses, wall panels, and buildings. With state-of-the-art equipment allowing Citto to stay on top of the truss industry, Citto wants you to know that while the economy has affected everybody, it's allowed them to provide some different services while being able to maintain their spot as one of the top truss manufacturers in Colorado. Contact Citto Building Components out of Otis at 800-925-3207. That's Citto, proud to support eastern Colorado.
In 1916, it is estimated that producing 100 bushels of corn took approximately 35 to 40 hours. Today, it is estimated that producing the same 100 bushels takes less than 3. A lot has changed in the last 95 years, but one thing has stayed the same. Farm Credit is still the lender of choice for America's farmers and ranchers. We are passionate about agriculture and are dedicated to serving America in good times and bad. This is Jordan Wilkie in the Yuma Lending Office. Give us a call today to see how we can help you. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
Akron Auto is proud to be the best pre-owned automobile dealership in northeastern Colorado. Quickly expanding, Akron Auto has 2 locations, the original on Highway 34 in Akron and a second on Highway 34 in Fort Morgan. Akron Auto wishes to thank local patrons for making their business possible and asks visitors to stop in and see what may be on the lot for you. Tax time is the perfect time to use your rebate on a car, truck, or SUV upgrade. Akron Auto, better for your budget. This broadcast of high school sports is being brought to you courtesy of the Alan Bear Agency of Akron. In times of such economic uncertainty, let Alan Bear and his staff service stability when it comes to your insurance needs. With years of experience serving their community with products in auto, home, and life insurance, the Alan Bear Agency is also available for farm, crop, business, and health insurance as well. Give Alan and his team a call today at 970-345-2310 or stop into 142 Adams in Akron to see how the Alan Bear Agency can serve you.
And we're about ready for second half action here in our boys championship contest between Cheyenne Wells and Vanguard Charter in a 4-point separation between the two teams. Vanguard leading 24-20. Gained that separation with an 11-8 second quarter. The Tigers ball, so they go to the right side of your video screen here in the second half. And it'll be Essery, Brown, White, Sanders, and Sexton. S3 on the baseline. Wrap in for Sexton. He'll score it. His second basket. And Brown with a near steal. Donaldson goes at the big man inside. Draws the foul against Ty Sexton on the scoop. His second. And setting the lineup for Vanguard, it's Donaldson, Flack, Force, Tulos, and Stevens. Donaldson cashes the first free throw. So the only change from our starters is on the Cheyenne Wells side. 2 for 2 at the line. It goes Donaldson. It's White in place of Osborne, who is setting with those 3 fouls. Essery to Sexton, up to the high post, now back to low post, turns, goes at Flack, draws the foul, will not get the bucket, but earns the 2 free throws. Ty Sexton at the free throw line now to shoot 2. That's the first personal foul against David Flack. Sexton cans the first. Second one on its way. That one looks short, and it is. Force with the rebound. Big surprise. It's probably got close to 20 of them already. Stevens into the paint, puts up a left-handed scoop. Not there. Brown with the rebound. He's able to get it off to Stevens, right down the far side. Essery alone in the corner, back on the give and go. Stevens misses the layup. Sexton flat-footed, follows, not there. Force with another board. Stevens, he'll hit it quickly down the corner for Tulos. Back to Stevens. Screen from Force. Gives it off to Donaldson. They'll fire the 3 No good. Rebound pulled down by Sanders. Down to Brown. Sexton give it over to Essery. Now up to Sanders looking at Brown. He'll lob inside. White. Turn around over. Force is good. He has 8. Cuts it to 1. Stevens gives it to Donaldson. Up ahead for Force. Force turns and draws a foul on White. That'll be his second. And Hetherington will come in for Flack. Ball comes into Force. Kick out. Stevens gives it off to Hetherington. He'll step into a 12-footer on the baseline. No good. And off of Sanders, out of bounds. Stay with the Coursers. Comes into Force. He'll drive. Loses the ball. Jump ball. Sexton caps it. It'll stay with Vanguard once again. 3 out of the corner. Donaldson. It's short. Tapped up and then corralled by Brown. He gives off to Sanders. Looking for the lead. Spin into the paint. Floats. Short. Stevens with the board. Donaldson tried to go for the breakout. Nobody saw him. Stevens pops the 3. Works as a pass to Tulos. He'll kick it right back to Stevens. Starts the drive. Floats. No good. White with the rebound. Kick out to Sanders. Ahead Brown in the corner. Gets it back to Sanders. Tries to bounce one through the paint, and Force with the skate save. Sanders gets it into Sexton, back to Sanders. Now to Brown. Reversing it through White, over to Essery. 3, rims out, Force with another board. Stevens gives it off to Force. 16-footers, good. He's into double figures with 11 now. Lead back up to 3. Feed into the post. That's White. Kick it to the high post. Sexton off glass. Good. And he's got 5 of his 7 in this quarter. Stevens gets a screen from Force. Gives it back to him. Fake. Go up. Off glass. No. Rebounded by Sanders. It's a 2-on-2. Give it over to Brown. Brown goes past Hetherington off the side of the backboard. And Stevens with the board. Brown with the reach. Here, Coach Roberts hollering, give me the lead, Black, give me the lead. They're down by 1 as we close in on the midway point of the quarter number 3. Stevens gives it to Force and puts one off the glass. Put it up to 3. Down to Essery at the top. And trying to wrap it into Sexton. Did not have the angle for that pass, and it'll go clean out of bounds. Stevens goes over to Tulos. Now Donaldson fakes. Puts up a floater. No. White with the rebound. Give it up to Sanders. The high post is White, back to Sanders. Now to Brown on the wing. Goes up top. Round in the corner, White from the elbow, dumped down to Sexton, misses it, goes up from the follow, draws a foul, and will head to the free throw line. I believe it's on Donaldson by his reaction. No, it's on Force. That'll be his second. Sexton cans the first. Essery checks out, and he'll be replaced by Akers. Too strong. White trying to get the rebound. And no, he realized it was last touched by Vanguard. Let it go out of bounds. And Sexton will check out. Osborne will come in with his 3 personal fouls and 3:04 to play in the quarter. Nice position by White. Turnaround hook. Score it, and we are tied at 30. Tigers looking for a stop and try to get the lead. Stevens kick out. Simons. Now Stevens. Off screen from Hetherington. Dumped down, intended for a Force, and it was stolen by White. The Force gets it back off of the steal. Stevens. Hetherington on the drive. Tries to go past Osborne. Osborne will pick up his 4th on the block. Did not look like much, but it was called, and that's what matters. Hetherington to the line, break the tie. Will rip that first free throw. And Osborne will head right back to the bench. We've got 35 seconds played in this quarter. Hetherington to make it a 2-point lead. It is good as it rolls its way home. Simons will go out as Flack comes back in. Showing a 2-3 look. Remy Sexton is checked in. He's number 23 in the Cheyenne Wells offense. Brown. Cross court for Akers. Feed inside. White. Kick it out. Akers. Rotated up top. That's Sanders. Tried to go inside for White and Force with the steal. A foul as he tried to break away. That was on Remy Sexton, his first. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Donaldson. They'll go into the high post. That's Flack. Reverse over to Stevens. Hetherington. Kick it over to Donaldson. He'll fire the 3 off the glass. No, and it's rebounded by Sanders. Now high post, that's White. 15-footer. Hangs and won't go. Remy Sexton, offensive board. He'll head to the free throw line, drawing the foul on Flack. First free throw good. This one for the tie with 1:31 to play, third quarter. Up and in. We're tied again at 32. First points of the contest for Remy Sexton come from the free throw line. Donaldson up to Hetherington. Quick reverse over to Stevens. Now the high post. That's Force. Into the paint. Elevates. No. White pulls it down for the Tigers and has it knocked out of bounds by Stevens. Huge minutes tonight for Preston White. into Sexton. Nice drop across for White, and the Tigers have the lead. He has a dozen, half of them here in this third quarter. Stevens drives past White, scores it. He now has 8, tied us up again at 34 with 45 seconds to play. Reversing over to Sanders. Lob across the court for Akers. Back to Brown. Kick over Sanders. 3 on its way. No. White with the offensive board. Kick it out to Akers. Brown, he'll try his hand at a 3. That's too strong. And Force rips it away from everyone. Gives it off to Stevens. 18 seconds to go. Peel back. He'll fire the 3. Too strong. Force will wait, get the offensive rebound. And an offensive foul. Jimmy Sexton steps up and takes the charge. That'll be the third on Force. I believe Preston White doing everything he can to get his coach's attention and telling him, I need a break. And the big man has earned it. He'll take a breather with 9 seconds to go. That'll bring Ty Sexton back in. Brown crossing the timeline with 7.5. With 5. Sanders, he'll drive. Off balance and can it. This young man has a knack for the dramatic, and his basket puts the Tigers in front 36-34 heading into the final quarter.
Glosson Construction is your one-stop shop with concrete work, drywall, flooring, roofing, and stucco, everything including the final finishing nail handle projects throughout northeastern Colorado. You need to get in touch with Rick at Glosson Construction, located at 801 East 4th Street in Akron. If Rick can't build it, no one can. Call 970-345-2087. From start to finish, trust Glosson Construction as your one-stop shop for construction. Call 970-345-2087.
One of the most important benefits of being a Premier Farm Credit member borrower is having the opportunity to share in the association's profits. Since 2001, Premier has paid out over $31 million in patronage dividends. If you want to be a part of a member-owned and controlled cooperative that offers interest rates that are competitive in the marketplace and committed to a patronage dividend program, call your local Premier Farm Credit office. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
Sanders went right at Force, missed the shot. Force with the rebound, drew the foul. And have not seen who it was whistled on. It was against Akers, his first. 6th against the Tigers in the half. Stevens kicks it down to Force. Gives a fake, elevates, cans it to tie it. He has 15 points, and he's probably going to end up with close to 30 rebounds the way he's going. Sexton, turn, no. Force, another one. And that will put the Coursers in the bonus. Force to the free throw line. Between his missed free throws, they've tended to be short off the front iron. That foul was the number 3 on Ty Sexton. Force at the line, 0 for 2 tonight. Shooting the bonus, and that one short off front iron. Sanders, give it off to Brown at the top. Over to Sanders. Back to Brown. He'll fire the long 3, and good. His first points of the contest puts the Tigers on top by 3. 1 minute gone, fourth quarter. Stevens spins in the paint, has to pull it out. Nice little flip over his shoulder to Force. Steps through, powers one up, will draw the foul, head to the free throw line. It's going to be number 3 on Preston White. Full timeout We'll take the break as well as we come to the end of a fantastic contest here on the Boys Championship.
These days, there's no free lunch, no free ride, not even any free time. Well, at Bank of Colorado, we're putting an end to all that because our personal free checking and personal free collection serve up a whole lot of free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, and more. Then when you add our personal free collection, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you want to bring back the free, apply today to open a new account. Visit bankofcolorado.com and long live free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecka, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community.
Out of the timeout, we'll have Tim Forrest at the free throw line. He's shooting 2 this time. He's 0 for 3 so far. And make it 0 for 4 as that one rims out. Second one in the air. And off the back iron, offensive rebound for Hetherington, and puts it on his hip and will lose it on the turn violation. 6:45 to go in this fourth quarter. Tigers up by 3. Sanders on the far wing. Comes up top for Akers. Dribble exchange with Sanders. Gets his man in the air, lost control, missed the shot, gets his own, and is fouled on the floor. That is Force. That'll be his 4th. He checks out, and Caleb Simons replaces him. Akers, Brown, to Sanders, 3, no, White pulls it down, and he is fouled. That'll be on Stevens, his 2nd. And that's the 6th team foul. And immediately, Force's absence is noted. Sexton scores it. It's a 5-point lead for the Tigers. Sanders has it knocked off of his leg by Brown and will go out of bounds to the Tigers. Brown comes near side for Akers. Peels it all the way back to the timeline. Simons. And Brown nearly forced into the backcourt. And alertly, Coach Roberts in his sideline gets a timeout. 5:47 to play. Every possession important down the stretch. The Cheyenne Wells cheerleaders firing up their crowd as they try to drive their team on, hold on, and claim the championship. Tigers looking to start the season 4-0. Vanguard comes in at 2-1. They lost the championship of the James Irwin tourney last weekend. In my pregame conversation with Coach Wetters, he talked about how important it was for him to come out, get the kids away from the city, let them experience life out here. They stayed in Lyman last night. He said it was a great bonding experience for the boys. Feed inside for White. Too wide, out of bounds. So it gives them a chance to see different teams, see how other teams are playing, try to adjust to different styles. Kicks up top for Hetherington. Now Simons, he'll whip it over to Tulos. Quick release on the three, cans it. Guy who's been more known for his defense in this tournament now has 7, and that's a huge three-pointer to cut it to 2. Lob in, White, over the top and scores it. He has 14, and that's after coming off the bench as a reserve. Simons missed the 3. Akers pulls down the rebound for the Tigers, gets it out to Brown. It's a 3-on-2. Goes right at Simons. Off. Sexton couldn't handle the rebound. Now it's a break the other way. Stevens pulls up, floats one in the paint. It's short, rebounded by Donaldson. And Donaldson tracks it all the way into the corner. And then Sanders will get caught on the reach. His first. That'll send Donaldson to the free throw line. He'll shoot the bonus, as that's the 9th team foul. It's short. Rebound ripped down by Ty Sexton. Brown brings it across on the drive. Kick over. White rolls the rim, won't go. And Sexton has it knocked out of bounds as he was getting ready to go up. But Hetherington knocks it loose. 4:23 to go in the fourth quarter. Again, 4-point game. Oh, believe Akers got away with a walk over there. 3. Sanders, bang. He's got 9, and that'll be a timeout for Vanguard. Full timeout. Sanders had 4 points at the half. He's got 5 here in the second half, but they've been big. Hit the 2-pointer at the end of the third quarter. That put the Tigers in the lead. And then that 3-pointer there extends the advantage to 7. That's the biggest advantage they've had tonight. And again, a lot of this happening with the biggest star of the night for Vanguard sitting on the bench, Tim Force. Again, he's got 15 points, and it's just a guess, but I'm guessing he's got to have 25 to 27 rebounds. And with him sitting on the bench, Tigers have been exploiting the middle of that defense. And with that being said, Force back in there. 4-12, seeing the game starting to slip away. No sense holding him for any longer. Need it now. 1-4 set. Tulos off Donaldson. Took his eye off the ball. Has to track it down. He'll fake, elevate, kick it back. Tries to go back door from Force. Got Brown off his feet initially, but could never do anything with it. And the turnover gives Tigers a chance to build the lead. We've gone past the midway point of this fourth quarter. Sexton, turn around, no. Rebound pulled down by Stevens. Stevens kick out, Tulos, 3 on its way, that's short. And Brown will pull down the rebound for Cheyenne Wells. Give it off to Sanders, Tulos hits the deck. Sanders pass, he'll turn it over. It's Force, 1 against 3, all the way. Misses the reverse layup. Brown may have got away with a foul. Force with another one, and this time Brown whistled for the foul. Tulos and Akers got tangled at the end. Foul called on Brown. Force will shoot 2. 0 for 5 from the stripe tonight. Cans that one. Was able to hear Coach Roberts say the clock is our friend right now. And that's one of the toughest things to get through to young players. When you've got the lead, you don't have to get in a hurry. Rebound by White, loses it. Stevens, lefty, no. Tipped up by Force and finally pulled down by Sanders. He is fouled by Stevens. That'll send Sanders to the line, as that is the 7th team foul of the half against Vanguard. And we saw it last weekend in the tournament at Woodland. Friday night contest. Weldon Valley had a big lead against Woodland. Started forcing shots early in possessions, and that's a miss. Poked out by Sexton, right to Sanders. Woodland made a run and cut it to 4 in the final minute before running out of steam. White has it knocked loose. Sexton retrieves it. White, and that out of the reach of Sexton. It's Donaldson with the steal. He'll go right at Sanders. Offensive foul. His third, and they have all been offensive. Case of a player who had a huge night last night, struggling offensively, pressing, trying to get too much. And he's been a little too strong on his drives. Sanders has his pass deflected out of bounds by Stevens. .224 on the clock. 2-possession game. Ball comes into Sanders. Donaldson draws the defensive assignment on him. Tried to go cross court for Brown. Tipped out of there. It was a good look. Right in the middle, Sexton, foul going up. Head to the free throw line, 2:12 to go in the quarter. That is on Force, and he is done. 16 points, and just a whale of an effort again. Before the contest, Coach Wetter said he needed him to be big, and he has been. Now somebody else will have to step up and be big inside. Stevens has been rebounding well tonight. Hetherington, neither of them have been quite as dominant as Force, and Sexton cans the first. 7-point game. Second one way off the mark, rebounded by Hetherington. And miscommunication as Tulos is trying to go outlet for Simons, and Simons had his back turned and was just running down the floor. And that'll be a block call against Stevens. His fourth. Brown to the free throw line. Shooting 2 shots, as that was the 10th foul on the Coursers. First one goes home. 4 points for Brown, 8-point lead, 1:59 on the clock. Second free throw, too strong. Tulos comes down with it. They'll give it off to Stevens. Over to Donaldson. Long three. Off the mark. Stevens offensive board. Still timeout. Vanguard. Stevens up to double digits now. That's his 10th. Back to a 6-point game with 1:44 to play. Official at the table checking remaining timeouts. He just signaled to Vanguard they have one. And I believe he just signaled to Cheyenne Wells they have one. But we know each team has at least one timeout left. Essery in there now as it's into a free throw time, ball handling session, and a travel against Brown. 1:34 on the clock. Plenty of time, no need to start hoisting threes. That's what Donaldson will do, and that's way short. Stevens' offensive rebound, blocked by Sexton. Donaldson, he'll put up the two. That one's strong. Brown with the rebound, and he's fouled by Donaldson as he started to break out. That'll be the fourth on Joe Donaldson. And send Brown back to the free throw line. Hit just one of two last time. See Akers at the table coming back in. Cans the first. He now has 5. Akers and Osborne come in. Essery and Sexton check out. 1:19 on the clock. Lead is 7. This one to make it 8. It's good. 50-42. And Brown with the steal. Goes at Donaldson. Misses the shot. Stevens going the other way. Stevens forcing one up. It'll be a 3-shot foul. Coach Roberts losing his mind on the Cheyenne Wells sideline, saying he jumped right into him. It's on Sanders. Stevens shoots 3. It's not been at the line yet tonight. That one rims out. Second one. Stevens takes his time, gets more legs into it. That one rims off as well. And Remy Sexton and Landon Essery come back in place of Preston White and Trenton Akers in the Cheyenne Wells lineup. Third one. That one's good. Makes it a 7-point game into Brown. 1 minute left in the contest. Donaldson reaching into the back pocket of Brown and will be whistled for the foul. That is his 5th. And he will leave the game with 1 minute exactly left. Just 6 points. And he was huge last night. I believe 32 points. And number 10, Larry Gill, comes in. We saw him late last night. He's a 5'10 junior for Vanguard. First one for Brown. It's too strong. Next one. Gets that one. He's 4 out of 6 from the line in this fourth quarter. Stevens off to Hetherington. Feed inside for Tulos. Give it off to Simons. He'll bring it back to Stevens. Tries to drive. Finds Tulos on the back cut. Flips one up. No good. Osborne with a rebound. Gets it out to Brown. And Gill tried to foul him from behind. Couldn't get the call. And finally, a whistle on the far side. That's, I believe, yes, that's on Gill. So that'll be his first. Brown back to the line again. 4 out of 6 in the quarter. Make it 5 out of 7. Sexton and White replace Osborne and Sexton. This to make it a 10-point game. Can't do it. Tulos with the rebound. Stevens launches and there's calling. It's the three. The Vancouver side was, Vanguard side trying to get the timeout after the basket. They couldn't get it. And a foul on Stevens. It's his 5th. He exits with 17 seconds to go. He scored 14 points tonight. Flack will replace him. Sanders back at the line. 0 for 1 tonight. It was the front end of 1-1 earlier in this quarter. Misses that one. Empty trip here. Things could get real interesting. These final 17 seconds. Knocks it home, though. Puts it back to a 3-possession game. Gill will start up the court and then have his coach call a timeout with 14.5 to play. We are close to wrapping up our coverage of this Flagler Invitational Tournament here on Big Time Small Town Media, or ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv. I want to give a big shout out to the fine people here at Flagler High School for bringing us in, or allowing us to come in this year. First time we've been here. We have a big thanks to the AD and boys basketball coach Sherry Peterson. The IT staff here, Superintendent Tom Arnsdorf, everyone. We look forward to coming back. We've got a few more trips here to cover the Panthers later. Sexton with the rebound. And coach hollering no fouls. And Sanders will dribble out the clock in the backcourt. We'll do a real quick scoring recap. We'll start off with Vanguard. 7 points from Tulos, 16 from Force, 6 from Donaldson, 14 out of Stevens, 1 for Flack, 2 for Hetherington. Runner-up track about to be presented to Vanguard by Sherry Peterson, the AD here at Flagler. And the championship given to Cheyenne Wells. And the Tigers start the season 4-0. Vanguard 2-2. Individual scoring on the Cheyenne Wells side. Landon Essery with 1. Brown with 8. 7 from Osborne. 10 out of Sanders. 2 from Remy Sexton. 14 for White. And 11 from Ty Sexton. Well, that'll wrap things up for us here from the Flagler Invitational Tournament. Next week, we are scheduled to be in Lamar to give you start-to-finish coverage of the Lamar Holiday Classic. I think this is the 46th, 47th, somewhere in there, consecutive year for that tournament. 8 games a day, 3 days, starting on Thursday. Check ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv for our schedule all season long. Again, thank everybody from Flagler for hosting us, everyone who's joined us this weekend at home. Hope you all have a great rest of your weekend. Hope you join us next week here on Big Time Small Town Media's production of basketball for ColoradoPreps.tv and Chassa.tv. I'm Kerry Sherman signing off.